Hello everyone, welcome to the class, and this is our third class on phrasal verbs. And phrasal verbs is a subtopic from our vocabulary topic. Okay, so main topic is vocabulary, and phrasal verbs is its subtopic. As you know that vocabulary is a lifelong, learning process. It's not something that you would learn for 10 days or say a month or a year. Learning vocabulary, learning new verbs and words is a lifelong process. So, for example, though I'm a teacher, but it doesn't mean that I know all of the words in the English language. There are so many words, and there is always room to learn. There's always room for improvement. So, what I wanted you to understand through these classes of phrasal verbs that. You should explore this area of language, this topic of language known as phrasal verbs, and there are so many that you have to go and you have to learn on your own as well. Okay, so because if I continue teaching you phrasal verbs for coming 2 3 weeks, even for a month, then we can even continue. But see, we have so many other topics to touch. So three classes that I conducted on phrasal verbs maybe will help you understand phrasal verbs, and the purpose is I wanted to give you idea that how phrasal verbs work in language and what they are and how they are used. Okay, so this class is again based on phrasal verbs. So let's get started. Okay, so our first word is come off. Atif, you please go ahead and read from here, come off. Okay, Atif, can you go ahead and read this? Okay, Fiza Memon, you please go ahead.
Come off phrasal verb means something comes off, it becomes detached from what it was attached or fastened to. Be careful with this old book. The cover is coming off.
Okay, very good.
That pen won't come off your hands unless you use a turpentine.
Yes, a turpentine. Yes, it's a kind of oil that is used to remove, color or paint from, brushes or hands. Okay, so the first verb, phrasal verb is come off. It's a very good word. Okay, so see the first sentence. Be careful with this old book. The cover is coming off. Okay, the cover is coming off, meaning the cover might, be detached from the book. Okay, so it's a very useful word. Okay, Fiza, there is another meaning of the phrasal verb come off. Go ahead and read this. Yes.
Come off phrasal verb. When an event comes off, it is successful. The party came off well. Everyone had a lot of fun. The attack did not come off the way the general planned it.
Okay, very good. Go ahead and read the third one also.
Come off phrasal verb. When you say come off it to people, you are saying that you think something they have said is untrue or foolish. It's 2 a.m. You come home smelling like beer and you say you were working late at the office. Oh, come off it.
Okay, very good. So third one is very interesting. Meaning when you say come off to someone, meaning you are saying that we don't believe you. Okay, so you are telling lie. It's not true. You are making us foolish, or what they are saying. It's something foolish. Okay, so let's ask anyone to make a sentence using the third meaning. Okay, come off. When would you say come off to someone? Make a situation, for example. So you say come off to somebody when you don't believe them, when you feel that they are telling lie, they are saying something that's untrue. Fiza, can you think of any situation where you would say come off to any friend? What that situation can be? Yes. For example, if I, say to the students that, or maybe I I say to someone, maybe a friend, that I uploaded 100 videos in a day on YouTube. So, what do you think my friend should say me? Yes, Pizza, yes, what he would say?
You
Hmm.
would say you come up, man.
Yes, come off it. You are too busy, and you can't make make many videos in a day, and you can't upload all of these videos in one day. Oh, come off it. Okay, so that's really good. And let's move to another one. This is very interesting. Mustajab, this is for you. Okay, go ahead and read doze off. Okay.
Doze of phrasal verb when you fall into a light sleep, you doze off. I went to a movie last night, but it was so boring I dozed off. If I have a drink at lunch, I am sure to doze off at my desk.
Okay, very interesting. Mustajab, tell me, is there, have you ever dozed off anywhere? Have you ever dozed off in any class? Yes, go ahead, Mustajab.
I dozed off in my English class.
In English class? I don't think in English class you can
When
doze.
you are not giving us lecture, and sometimes a student comes and give her lecture or his lecture, and it's boring, then I many times dozed off on my desk. And when I see you, I again
Wake up.
stood up.
Acha. So, meaning sometimes when in English class anybody is making a presentation or maybe anybody is participating and taking part, maybe because maybe they sometimes maybe are boring,
Yes, sir.
so you doze off. Okay, okay. Now,
When they lie and they lie upon a lie, then I got boring of it.
yeah, okay. It's a natural thing. Sometimes everybody, gets bored with something. Maybe the other person is not that boring. Maybe it's we people who have maybe some kind of feeling like that. Okay. Anyway, so Noshin, fall for. This is for you. Go ahead and read this one. Yes.
Fall for phrasal verb when someone successfully tricks or deceives you, you fall for the trick or deception or
Mm-hmm. Yes.
for the salesman promised me it was a real diamond, not glass, and I fell for it. Your girlfriend told you that guy she was dancing with at party was her brother. How could you fall for a story like that? Number two, fall for a phrasal verb when you suddenly feel a strong attraction to someone or something. You fall for that person or thing. Jim met Sam's sister last week and now he calls her every day. I guess he really fell for her in a big way. When I saw this house, I fell for it immediately and I made an offer the same day.
Okay, very good. So now see, let's make some sentences with the first meaning of fall for. Okay, when someone successfully tricks or deceives you, you fall for the trick or deception, or you fall for it. So can you tell me any situation, Noshin, where you fall for, something, meaning somebody tricked you and you believed them, you fell for them. For example, sometimes when we go shopping, and then the shopkeeper talks about qualities of the thing we want to buy, and sometimes that thing is not that good, and we just fall for it. The shopkeeper tricks us because of his you know way of talking and describing and praising the thing. So have you ever fallen for such kind of things?
Yes, sir, in online shopping mostly.
Yeah, very good. So maybe online shopping they just trick us, by showing us very beautiful pictures and quality pictures of products, and we fall for them, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Noshin, go ahead and our Fiza Memon will go ahead and read this one. Give in. Now another phrasal verb. It's give in. It's very common phrasal verb. It's very interesting. Yes.
Given phrasal verb. When someone pressures or forces you to do something or allow something even though you do not want it to give in. My son drove me crazy asking me to buy him new bicycle, and I finally gave in. The strike lasted for 8 months, but the company never gave in to the workers' demands.
Okay, very good. Now, when we give in, meaning we surrender. Okay, meaning we accept, what somebody is asking or what somebody is demanding. So this word is also used, in situations like battles. So if any, two, say, armies are fighting and one army wants the other to surrender, then if they don't have enough, say, weapons or something because of something, if they give in, meaning they surrender. Okay, so give in meaning to surrender. So in our first sentence here, my son drove me crazy asking me to buy him a new bicycle, and I finally gave in. Okay, meaning he asked me so many times. He just, all the time kept talking about, requesting me about buying bicycle, and I finally accepted. I finally gave in. Okay, so Fiza, can you make any sentence using the word give in?
My parents forced me to stop using mobile phone and go to school, but I never gave in.
Okay, so good. Mustajab, can you make the sentence using the word given? Yes, yes. Tell me any situation where gave in. What was something, somebody was asking you and just gave in, you accepted. Yes. For example, maybe any situation where you asked your parents to buy you something, and they said that we won't buy it, and then you accepted that they won't buy me that thing, and then you just gave in. You accepted the situation, right?
So I gave in the paper to the teacher.
You gave in.
The paper to the teacher when he was asking.
Acha, that is a little confusing. That is a little not clear. Can you explain? Yes. Mm-hmm.
So in exam situation when teacher asked the paper from a student
Mm-hmm.
and I gave in the paper to the teacher.
So now see, here give doesn't mean that you would hand it over to them. For example, I understood your situation. You are saying that when you wanted to write a little more and time was up, right? So your teacher was asking you to hand over the paper, right? And you just finally gave in, meaning you understood that the teacher won't give me time because it was time was up and it was against the rules writing, even the bell has rung, so it means that you gave in, right? You surrendered to the
Yes.
teacher. You just said, okay teacher, take it. Okay, Fiza, you are raising hand. What do you want to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Fiza, do you want to say something?
Nothing.
Okay,
No.
so Noshin, go ahead and read here about. Okay, this one. Yes.
Hear about. Number one. Hear about phrasal verb. When you hear and learn information about something or someone, you hear about it. Have you heard about the new Thai restaurant downtown? I heard about the earthquake on CNN.
Okay, good. It's very easy one. I think we have used it many times and we have heard it many times. Okay, let's move to another one. Pull through. Okay, so Noshin, go ahead and read this one. Pull through.
Pull through. Number 1. Pull through phrasal verb. When you recover from a serious illness or injury, you pull through. Number 1. The doctor didn't think his chances were very good, but he pulled through. Number 2. Eric is very sick, but he is young and strong, so I'm sure he will pull through.
Okay, very good. So pull through is very interesting phrasal verb. Okay, it means to recover from a serious illness or injury. Okay, anybody, would you like to make a sentence? Yes. Okay, Fiza, you are raising hand, so go ahead. Tell us a sentence.
It took me 1 week to pull through my accident.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's a very good sentence. Okay. It took me 1 week to pull through the accident. Okay, so we would now move to the other phrasal verbs. Let's move to this one. Okay, stay off. Okay, Mustajab, go ahead and read this one.
Stay off phrasal verb. When you stay off something, you don't walk or sit on it. You kids can play in the living room, but stay off the Persian rug.
Mhm. Yes.
What can I do to get my cat to stay off the kitchen counter?
Okay, meaning stay off meaning you want them not to touch that thing. Okay, you want them not to do something like going there or sitting there. Okay, so in this sentence, you kids can play in the living room, but stay off the Persian rug. Meaning you are saying to the kids that you can play here in the living room, but stay away from the Persian rug. Meaning don't touch the Persian rug, don't spoil it, don't touch it. Okay, and here, what can I do to get my cat to stay off the kitchen counter? Meaning, what I can do that this cat should not maybe sit or sleep on the kitchen counter. Meaning, I want the cat to stay away from the kitchen counter. Okay, so do you understand this? If you have any sentence, yes. So, for example, what is something you want your younger brother to stay off at home? Yes, Fiza, can you tell us what is something that you want your siblings to stay off? For example, I have kids, okay, and I want my daughter to stay off my laptop, for example. Yes. Noshin, what is? Yeah, Fiza, go ahead. Yeah.
My,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Yeah, Fiza.
from my phone.
Okay, you want your younger brother to stay off from your phone. Okay, because for example, yeah, yesterday my daughter broke the tablet. Okay, I had purchased a tablet for her, and that was definitely for her. But definitely, it was something that all the time she doesn't, she shouldn't use. She should stay off the tablet. Okay, but she was using it as a toy, and yesterday, the screen was broken. Okay, so let's move to the other one. Throw up. It's very interesting. I have heard it many times. It's very good phrasal verb. Okay, so Mustajab, can you go ahead and read this one? Yes.
That's
Throw
Throw
up.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Throw up phrasal verb. When people throw up, they vomit.
Mm-hmm.
Axel was so sick that he threw up all over my shoes. I feel like I am going to throw up.
Okay. Go ahead. Read the other meaning of throw up.
Throw up phrasal verb when something causes small particles of dirt, dust, or a liquid to rise into the air. It throws them up. Be careful with that chainsaw. It It will throw sawdust up in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stand too close to the fire, it's throwing up sparks.
Okay, very good. Okay, now see, have you ever faced any situation where you threw up in the class? Okay, meaning when you vomited in the class. Who has done that? Anybody? Yeah, see, sometimes we are, sick or some. I have seen many students, sometimes they, throw up in the class, especially, students in the primary section. I remember once, I taught in the primary section in class. One of the classes, student was sick, and he wanted me to go outside, but as I, gave him permission, and right that moment he, threw up. Okay. So, can anybody make any sentence using the first meaning of throw up, meaning to vomit? Noshin, go ahead and make a sentence. Okay, Fiza is raising hand. Go ahead, Fiza.
I might throw up after drinking milk, so I better not take it.
Okay, can you read it again? Can you say it again?
I might throw up uh, after drinking milk, so I better not take it.
Okay, I might throw up after drinking milk, so I better not to drink it. Okay. Yes. Anybody else who wants to make a sentence? Okay. Okay, let's move to another one now. There is exercise, and I had asked you to make write a narrative, because that narrative I would also use in our next SLO, that is error detection and error correction. Okay, so you haven't submitted that assignment. So again, it's still I want you to go ahead and make submit that assignment. Okay, something interesting here is coming up, that is three-word phrasal verbs. Let's discuss this one. It's our last class, so it's very important for us to understand that there are not two phrasal verb is not all the time based on main verb and its particles. Sometimes particles can be two, or sometimes three words can go together in a phrasal verb. Let's discuss it. Okay, Fiza, can you read this loudly? Notion, you want to read? Okay. Okay, Fiza, you go ahead.
Focus on three-word phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are not always composed of two words. Three-word phrasal verbs are composed of a verb and two particles. The first particle is normally an adverb and the second a preposition. Like two-word phrasal verbs, three-word phrasal verbs are either separable or non-separable.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
I know it's been a long day, but do you feel up to playing tennis after dinner? Jake always went in for fishing when he was kid. Nice to meet you, and I look forward to seeing you again. I'm sorry I can't say about the motorcycle, but I have to go along with your mother's decision. I have put up with these love handles long enough. Next week I am getting uh, liposuction.
Mhm.
Mr. Baker tried to screw his ex-wife out of her share of the lottery prize. You talk down to me like I'm some kind of idiot. Karen is nervous about the job interview. She just wants to get it over with so she can stop worrying about it.
Okay, now see, this is something that you should always know, that sometimes phrasal verbs can be, this way, that three words can go together. Okay, so for example, the word put up with meaning to bear something. Okay, so these words are coming up. We would maybe discuss them if we have time. Okay, so let's see if we can discuss some of them. Okay, so Noshin, go ahead and read this one. Feel up to.
Feel up to phrasal verb. When you feel up to doing something, you have the confidence or energy to do it. I'm sorry to cancel, but I just don't feel up to going dancing tonight. The top of the mountain is only 1000 feet away. Do you feel up to it? To it?
Okay, very good. Acha, now we have limited time, so I want you to go ahead and read some more phrasal verbs with which are of three words. Okay, Notion, go ahead and read this one also. Here.
Get over with.
Okay.
Number one. Get over with phrasal verb always separated. When you want to get something over with, it is because it is something unpleasant that you want to finish so that you can stop worrying about it or dreading it. Let's fix both cavities today. Doctor, I just want to get it over with. I just I think it's better to get the exam over with first period than to be nervous about it all day long.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and read this one also. Yes.
Go along with. Number one. Go along with phrasal verb when you agree with people or agree with what they are saying. You go along with them. Number one. I understand your concern, Linda, but I have to go along with Maria on this matter. What is my opinion? I go along with Omar.
Okay, very good. Acha, go ahead. There is another one. Yeah.
Go along with phrasal verb. When you obey a rule or follow a decision, you go along with it. Mrs. Taylor wasn't happy about the committee's decision, but she went along with it anyway. I don't care what the boss say. I am not going along with any changes that will mean longer hours for less money.
Okay, good. Acha, now Fiza, can you go ahead and read this one also? Yes. Yeah.
Going for phrasal verb. When you go in for a certain activity, you like it and do it regularly. Brian rarely goes in for any kind of outdoor activity. When I was kid, I went in for football, but I don't watch it much anymore.
Mm-hmm. Acha, okay, Mustajab, now your turn. Go ahead and read this one. Look forward to. It's very common phrasal verb.
So, phrasal verb. When you look forward to something or look forward to doing something, you are excited about something in the future because you enjoy it or because it will benefit you in some way. It's been 4 years since my brother went overseas. I am looking forward to seeing him again. I look forward
Mm-hmm.
in
Yes.
put up with.
Achha, wait a minute. Let me here tell you something important about look forward to phrasal verb. Achha, now see, did you notice here that here you see ing form? Okay, so see here when you use the word phrasal verb look forward to, either you should have a noun, or if you have a verb, you have to use ing form of the verb always. Okay, it's the rule. Many people use it incorrectly. So if you say I'm looking forward to see him again, it is incorrect. Okay, I have noticed in classes that many times students use here incorrect verb. Okay, so always remember that you have to always use ing form, and this is something maybe you have used in letters and emails. Okay, sometimes you end up when you are close to the ending, you use a line like this. Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing you, or something like this. Okay, when you are writing any emails or letters. Okay, so remember the rule is that you have to always use ing form with looking forward to, or you can use also a noun. Okay, so everyone, There are so many phrasal verbs. Let's read this one. It's very interesting. I like it. Okay, Mustajab, go ahead and read this one, and then we will end the class. Mustajab, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I put up with phrasal verb when you put up with something you don't like or are not happy about. You accept it and do not try to change it. Her neighbors have loud parties every night, but she doesn't complain. She just put up with it.
Hmm.
My husband said, I have put up with your brother long enough.
Okay, meaning put up with, when you put up with someone or something, meaning you just bear, you just tolerate whatever something or somebody is doing or saying. Okay, so for example, many times in classes students sometimes make mischievous kind of things, so all the time maybe sometimes the teacher has to put up with them. Okay, so put up is with someone or something is a phrasal verb, which means that to tolerate or to bear, okay, something that is not good. Okay, so anybody, would you like to make a sentence with this one, and then I'll end the class. We are close to the end of the class. Is there anything you all the time, every day you have to put up with? What is something that you have to put up with? For example, sometimes when I, uh, take online classes, I have to put up with slow internet connections. Is there anything you put up with? Yes. Fiza, can you make any sentence which put up with?
I usually put up with my phone when playing games.
Loudly, can you say it again? Loudly, your voice is too low.
I find I forgot to say. I usually put up with my phone when playing games.
Okay, you usually put up with your phone. Okay, sometimes maybe it would freeze or maybe it would not respond. Okay, very good. Everybody, this is it for today's class, and I hope you learned some new phrasal verbs, very useful phrasal verbs. And let me again remind you that still, there are so many, phrasal verbs that we haven't touched. This means that still, on regular basis, whenever you have time, you should explore, this topic on the internet. There are hundreds, thousands of, handouts, websites which, talk about these things. I will also share some handouts with you about phrasal verbs in Google Classroom. If you have still any questions or something, you can leave on the Google Classroom, and your assignment was writing a narrative in which you would use some of the phrasal verbs. So now see, if you would use these phrasal verbs, whatever phrasal verbs we have discussed in these classes, it would make your writing different. It would make your speaking different. Okay, so it would help you, it would allow you to express so many thoughts, okay, and so many ideas, so many emotions. I hope you learned so many things. Any questions? Okay, no questions. Time is up, and I hope to see you in another class. And we would work on error detection and error rectification in another class. Okay, thank you for coming, and goodbye for now.